We're on.
Hey everyone, I'm Leandra and this is the Lexington facility at New Vocations. And today we are going to introduce you to BRUD, who's enjoying the taste of Allie's boot right now. He is our featured horse for today's meet and greet. So BRUD is a 4-year-old gelding. He's very handsome, as you can tell. He's one of those horses who just has a really nice thick build to him. And he's just really kind of a happy-go-lucky guy in our barn. Always a friendly face, always enjoys getting attention. And Allie, who we have on right now, is going to demonstrate some of his under saddle ability to you all today. But a little background on BRUD: he only raced once, and after that one time he had an injury. Well, he had the injury from training, and he injured both his front tendons, but he doesn't have much of a profile to them. It's not something that's obvious to the eye. He came back from it really well. That he's put a lot of time between him and that injury now, and fortunately for us, his owners at the time didn't want to keep pushing him in racing, so he came into our program. And he had already rehabbed at that point, so he's been basically a turnkey project for us. Yum! I like eating foot. But what's neat about him is, I think even from, was it the first ride? And the first ride Allie was on, right?
Yeah.
That I saw her going and I just said, we have to videotape this. So if you go on our YouTube channel, which is the New Vocations Racehorse Adoption Program channel, you'll see the first ride in our program. Now, obviously, he was already saddle broke because he raced. He's used to having people on, so this is just the first ride in our program. But he just was so stinking cute that and well behaved that I just said we've gotta document this. So I'll send you out and we'll kind of follow him and just stay close so they can see. Maybe split the ring in half.
We have
Going a big circle around.
one question. How tall is he?
Well, do you remember what you guys measured him at?
He's just at 16 hands.
16 hands.
Yeah.
16 hands. Okay.
He's a really thick built 16 hands. Because I was going to say probably 16-1 if I had to guess, especially with just standing next to him. And he's 4. He'll still grow some. It's hard to pinpoint exactly, but he'll probably be 16 or 16-1. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to type them into the comments. And Anna is filming. She'll be able to convey the questions and read them out, and hopefully we can answer them for you as they come in. But if you're watching the video after it's live, feel free to still type in your questions, and somebody will be checking and getting back to you as we're able. So one of the things I really love about BRUD is that he always seems like he has his ears forward. He just is like a plod around, happy kind of guy all the time, it seems like. Very few things you can do. I don't think we found anything that really bugs him yet. He is definitely a horse who would be a good suitable advanced intermediate type. He can be a little bit finicky. Like I was going to pat him and he just has a little bit of tension still in his muscles, so he was kind of like a little startled. He didn't move his feet or anything. But, if you were a novice rider, maybe that would be a little intimidating, but he wasn't scared. You need somebody who's a little seasoned. Like all of our horses, all of these guys are young. They all have little quirks, but he's like this all the time riding. He actually had lost a shoe. We just got it put back on yesterday, but we didn't ride him while he was missing it. So this is the first time Allie's been back on him in a week, and we didn't do anything to prep him for this, so this is him basically all the time.
Does he have any limitations?
Yep, I would recommend he just do, if you're gonna do jumping, then it'd be pretty limited. So 2.6 would probably be the absolute limit, but just try to minimize things that could be more aggravating, because when they have the tendon injuries like he had them on both front. And what that means is that when they restructure the tendons and lay down new fibers to heal the areas that have been injured, those are not as elastic as the originals. So he has some irregular fiber patterns still in those tendons So he's not going to be an upper level jumper. You just for the sake of his own longevity, you know, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. Maybe he would be able to handle that, but just as a sense of precaution to give him the best chance at success, we're recommending him for a flat career. If you were going to have jumping again, that would be really minimal. Generally, jumping that's around 2 foot or around that height, you're not bearing as much weight on their tendons and their joints because they're already stepping over, so their front legs would already be touching down by the time their back legs are lifting off. So in that way, you never have the same amount of strain, but he could make a really great just pleasure horse. He's really easy to have around, doesn't have any stall vices. He's a great turnout buddy for all the other geldings that he's out with, and he goes out at night. And like I've mentioned before, we don't really turn them out at night until we feel like we have a good grasp on them and that they're going to be responsible out there and we can trust him when nobody's watching. And he's done great. He's a really good buddy out there. Do you have any other questions?
Very good. You want to bring him back in?
Yeah. Hey, Allie, you want to bring him back in? What was neat about BRUD 2, which you can see in that video on our YouTube channel also, as well as a little bit right now, is he has a really nice self-carriage. He just carries his head nicely. Nobody has to sort of work with him to bring it back or stop him from poking it out or yanking it out of your hands. He just carries himself really nicely, all by himself. And how many rides do you think you've done on him?
This is my second ride on
Just
him.
the second ride on him, and he already shows a lot of natural talent. So if somebody builds on that, then obviously there's still a lot that's been left untapped. Did you have anything you want to add?
Honestly, I mean, for being my second ride, he's really cool. I feel like I say that about a lot of them, but
Just getting your foot.
yeah. And for being his first time in the outdoor arena, there's a lot to look at. We have horses out right now, people coming and going, and he just likes to look, but he doesn't spook. He's not mean about anything. And once just keeping my leg on, he gets right to work, and he's always super happy. His ears are up the entire time. He's just a cool, happy guy. He's easy.
Awesome. Well, BRUD's profile's not up online yet, but we're working on getting him up there. When we were taking pictures was when he lost his shoe, and I didn't want to, put him up to having to stand for all the pictures when he was already maybe a little less comfortable because of that. So we're working on getting his profile up online, but you can look for it at newvocations.org. If you go to horses, you will see all the horses who are currently available for adoption. BRUD will be up there shortly. But for anybody who's already an approved adopter, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to tell you more about him, share his vet files so you can see ultrasounds and all that kind of fun stuff. If you're not approved yet, I definitely encourage you, if you're looking for a horse to adopt, or if you're looking for a horse for sale and might consider adopting, that you visit our website, newvocations.org, go to adopt. You can see the whole adoption process. The first step is filling out the adoption application. And becoming an approved adopter will open the door, so to speak, to let you look at any of our available horses. So go on over to newvocations.org. You can see lots of horses like BRUD who are available for adoption. There are even more who are in the wings, so to speak, and becoming ready to go online. So check it out and make sure that you stay tuned. At 1, you'll be able to see our latest installment of our virtual tour. We're going to walk you through the barns and tell you about the last pillar of our series that we've been doing, showing the background and the rehab, retrain, and rehome process. So now we're on rehome. So tune back in at 1 and you'll be able to see more of the horses and more of the facility. Thanks for joining us.